Hello, this is Gunther Bovine. I'm going to do a little video here on Orc Management. I've not really seen anything for Shadows that provides help to new players. I've struggled through how to do this. So anyways, I'm going to talk to you about what I've learned about orcs. Now, orcs are very important for a variety of reasons. One is the daily missions. You should do your daily missions every day, and some of those daily missions are involve orcs. Complete an orc job, execute a nemesis, and then complete an orc duel, brand a nemesis. So that's 4 of your 8 jobs that are involve an orc. And so you want to take advantage of those. The big thing about orcs is you only have 4 members of your party, and so by having an orc that's strong, that basically increases your party's strength by 25%. So you want to build up, a cadre of strong orcs to help you get through these quests, the more challenging quests. Because in this game, the more challenging quests you do, the faster the more rewards you get, and the more rewards you get, the more challenging quests you can do. So it's very important for me to upgrade my orcs. So let's start with, I'm going to start the main screen. Here's our stronghold. One of the key limitations for upgrading my orcs is my blue stuff. I think that's intimidation. So you click on your stronghold, and how many places you've captured, that determines your rate, and then you can increase that by leveling it up. You can see I have just Minas Morgul captured right now, and I have it maxed out. I've not maxed out the capacity of my stronghold. It's currently at 1860. I'm not getting anywhere close to my top end limit, and so my stronghold capacity, I play kind of, I've been playing a lot, so this is 9 hours. So generally, I'll play the game within 9 hours. I never have it go 9 hours. So, but if I had it go longer, I would increase the capacity. So there we go. And then the way you get this wasn't obvious to me, is that you click here and boom, that goes to 0, and that would go there. All right. So now come over here, check out my orc army. So, actually, before I do that, I want to talk about campaign. Okay, so defeating orcs. So I've cleaned out Minas Morgul. I've actually cleaned it out on normal and hard. But we'll just assume right now that you only have normal. So when you're, so this guy here at the top is an overlord. Okay, and then he has 2 war chiefs that report to him, and then there's 2 captains that report to each of the war chief. And now when you are fighting, so let's talk about the difference between the overlord, war chief, and captain. All right, you can see I've cleared those out. So back, come over here, barracks, orc army, roster. So here's the 3 guys that I have already taken today. So the first guy we're going to look at is Uth the Molten. He is the captain that I took. So his power is 400. He's got 10, I think that's prestige or something like that. And you can see he has 2 things that are locked. He has a Blade Fury, Unstoppable Tainted. He also has a class. His class is Combat Master. The classes are Trickster, Tracker, Marksman, Destroyer, Commander, and Combat Master. And that determines what the Blade Fury, their strength, the first strength, that is determined by your class. The other ones are also kind of driven, but not as much as that class. And it defines their combat style. So like I said, this guy is a Combat Master. He's a melee. He will go and attack your opponents in melee and fight with them. So you can see he's unstoppable and tainted. And then these are 2, Slayer, Mayor, and Tough. These are unlocked, but in many cases they're not going to be they are considered, even though they are locked. Okay, so he's a captain. Now we could upgrade him to a war chief, but that would cost 1,500 prestige and 2,000 intimidation. That's a huge amount. So we really don't want to do that. So now we could also give him a second star. That costs 110 prestige and 200 intimidation to upgrade him there. All right, so that's Uthu. Now we're going to look for Hoglick. Hoglick, the Throat Slasher. Okay, and because he is a war chief, he only has the Overlord one. He's got 4 unlocked strengths. And, oh, I forgot to mention, weaknesses. Everybody has a weakness, and that also comes into play a little later on. Okay, so his power, when we looked at Uthu the Molten, his was 410. Hoglick as a war chief starts at 420 and 200. Okay, so go back, and then we're going to look at Snogog the Corrupted. He's got all his traits are unlocked. His weakness is Terrified of Men. Okay, and so his power starts at 438 and 30. So for him, he doesn't need to go. For him to evolve is 110, 300. So the cost of evolution for War Chief is 250, and for a Captain is 200. So they're cheaper to evolve, but I don't think that cheapness of evolution is worth the loss in prestige and the loss in strengths. Okay, so I want to look once more again at Uthu the Molten, and let's see. We look at his. Oh, we already talked about his strength. Yeah, we want to look at the strength once again. Slave Mayor, he's not locked. All right. So we've got that. Now we're going to talk about orc jobs. So what we're going to be doing. So we want to. I'm sorry. Orc army. So I want to get Algzog, the life drinker here. I want him to. He's level 9, and I'd like to get him to 2 stars. It's going to cost 110 prestige, 300. I've got 300. I've got more than that, and I want to get that. So how are we going to get that? Well, he's only got 40, so I need 70 more. And so we're going to, get that prestige the old-fashioned way. We are going to kill somebody. All right. So we're going to go back here, dueling pits. So we're going to select good old Agzog. Where are you at? Here, Agzog. Okay. Here we are, life trainer. And then we're going to pick. So what we're going to do is all those captains, we're going to be sending them on missions so that they gain more prestige, and then we're going to then have my good guys, my overlords, killing them to get their prestige. So we're looking at that. So we're going to kind of scroll down here, and we have one guy. Oh, look at this. Gahash Eagleslinger, 168 prestige. So let's take a look at Gahash. The attributes, he had one of his weaknesses was Bloodthirsty. One of his is Healer's Bane. This reduces the odds. So Agzog is still heavily favored, but we don't want him to lose. So we're not going to go with Gahash Eagleslayer. We're going to go with another guy. We're going to go for Grish the Warrior. All right. Up. Where are you, Grish? Here we go. Grish the Warrior, 58. You're going to kill him, and then we'll kill somebody else. And that should take us to enough to evolve him. Oop, see, he's got a bonus here, so he's even more heavily favored here. We're going to begin duel. Agzog walks up. Oh, takes a hit. And Grish dies. Okay. So let's go ahead and pick another guy. Let's see. Let's go through the Molten. No life stick here. So we're going to begin duel. And so much for a duel. Okay. So now you can see Halls of the Dead. Two guys are just kid. Krish the Warrior, Uthu the Molten. They're dead here. When they lose in a warrior, they lose by prestige. So there we go. So now I can go back here. Roster, Agzog. Go here. He's now at 108. Oh, he's gonna have to kill somebody else. I'll do that later. Anyways, I want to talk back about missions real quick. Okay, so orc jobs. So one orc job, a very important one, is disrupt Zog, and we want to be doing that because this gets us 8 to 9 of the resurrection points, and when we get enough, we can go back and resurrect somebody. So I had a raiding party mission go very badly, and as a consequence, 2 of my guys died. And so Grom the Elusive, who's level 13, and Glob the Claw, I want both of those to back. So this one's going to cost 220, and this is going to cost 154, and I only have 118. So yeah, I want to be building up my resurrection points, so when something happens and one of my good guys, the ones that I'm concerned about, gets killed on a mission or on a duel, I can resurrect them back. And so now you'll see these guys are in red. That's because they have one of these penalizing traits. And we talked before about who did we talk about? The Molten. No, I think we killed him. So anyways, this guy here has one of these traits over here. So he gets... So if you look at our experience, you can see these are all same level. He gets 14, he gets 9, he gets 14. So, okay, 14, 9, 14. Now, as you go up in level, so like here we go, Snog. He gets 10 versus 9 here because he's a war chief. I mean, he's an overlord, and these guys are just captains. Now, Ron the Armorer, he would get 40 prestige for accomplishing this mission. All right, so now we look at this, but it's 8 to 9. I've changed this around. Whether I have one guy or 4 guys, doesn't change it because the total power, as long as it stays under 7514, under 7515, you're only get 8 to 9. So you have to get 7515 power, which is, so far for me, it's very hard to do. You can have somebody who has a good trait that would give you a good boost, but still, it's pretty hard to do that. So generally what I do is I want to have this mission going. I'll go for, guys in blue lettering. So you can see, so him and him, and him and him. Okay, and we'll get Gahash. All right, so they're gonna earn a bunch of prestige. Off they go. Second job, always run a skirmish, and skirmish, it's always 1. Doesn't seem to be too much you can do to affect that. Now if I put, Grom the Armor, it's 1. So I've not seen anything here, so it doesn't really matter. I just kind of grab, first priority is getting the Zog, disrupting Zog, go through them, make sure your high guys there, or go first, and then I could go boom, 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 boom. start. Okay. And the ones that are left are there. So anyway, so we talked about, that break point. So we're doing 2 quests. Treasures of Mordor, Skirmish, and Disrupt Zog have a break point of 7514. Orc Recruitment, their break point is 18685, which is huge. And it's so easy to get orcs. I don't understand why I would ever want to do this quest. Raiding Party has the lowest break point, 5895. So this one is something that I can, if I put my best guys in there, you can see let's see, look for I can get, I can get the pus possible. I can get enough to get the pus rewards. Only done this once, and the one time I did it, I had 2 of my guys die. So I don't know, when I've been doing the skirmish, I only have 1 guy die, maybe 1 every 10, maybe 1 every 20 times. Okay, but the one time I did try this, I don't know, I just got very, very unlucky or what. So we do that. So then what I've seen, the constraint on upgrading your orcs is the intimidation, the blue stuff. So you want to be able to, whenever you get the blue, you want to do everything you can to maximize the amount of intimidation you earn. Again, you do that through your stronghold, upgrading your capacity, increasing your capacity, and then you're going to use that to upgrade. Generally, what I try, my priority is going from 1 to 2 stars and then using tomes. One thing I didn't mention is, so there's the 6 types, and for the warlords that I'm using, I try and get at least 1 of each type, because when I'm fighting, when I start at the top and work down, you want to start here, and this gives these guys extra rewards, and then when I kill him, that gives these guys extra rewards. So if I were to, alright, so you can see right now his extra reward is a tome for, I think that's Tracker or Marksman, I don't know. Okay, so and that's related to his type. Let's see what nemesis he is. Class is a Marksman. So you get the tome for that class. And those, as they're random, you're going to get random specialty tomes. So you want to have at least 1 of each of the overlord of each type, so that all the specialty tomes that you get, you can use. And so hopefully that is helpful to you on how to manage your orcs to get your parties stronger.